Hi, my name is Charissa and I'm a sous chef.
Hi, my name is Leba and I'm an interior designer.
Hi, my name is Mushi and I'm in the field of psychology. I'm also a businesswoman and I've always been involved within the arts sphere as well.
Hi, I'm Tapang. I'm a BCom law student and I'm a businesswoman. Own an online store and I am in the property space as well. Hi everyone, we are here at Sunday Motion with Cotton Talk Studios and we are sipping and painting and we're gonna have some bit of a chat with the ladies as we sip our drinks and we are doing this for a very very important cause today, hashtag rural schools matter. Yeah, and we have a birthday. It's Neela's birthday today, so yeah. So Neela, what's making this moment so special for your birthday?
It's really special because we get to do something for a good cause and really educate people also about just the South African education system and just what children are currently facing with like food insecurity and so many other things, like lack of I don't know, pizza cut, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
So like I said, I'm in the psychology field and what made me get into it was I wanted to find a way that would like combine my passion for kids with like my deep passion for making a difference in society and in other people's lives. And psychology came up. So for a very long time I actually didn't know what I wanted to do for a career until I obviously discovered psychology, which was quite rewarding and nice. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So what are you up to?
So I create spaces for a living. I do interior design. I mainly do like residential, but I really enjoy creating like your exhibition centers as well as restaurants and just communal spaces for everyone to come and just enjoy life.
Yeah.
So that's just like one of the things that I do. Yeah, it's just all about creating experiences within a space, like how you have this one like right now as well. Just making the space.
How do you feel about that? Because obviously we are in a similar career, right? Whereas I work with properties, like the outside of a building, whereas you work with like the interior. Like, is that something that you've been passionate about from like a very young age, and you just love decorating the inside of buildings?
So it's not really decorating. It's more like it's still architectural and it's still like design focused. It's not just about making it look pretty. So I really like that because one of the people that got me into it was my grandmother. From just growing up, she would always like motivate us to want to just keep a space clean and also consider how you lay out spaces. So she's one of the people that got me into it as well as my stepmom, which I think is really interesting because it's one of the things I never thought I would be able to do. Also because you learn more about like the space. It's not just about it being pretty, it's about how you feel in the space as well. So it's like one of the things that, I'm just saying shit right now.
Yeah. It's very similar to, I'm finding a lot of commonality with you when it comes to that because it's similar to how I got into property. I got into property because of my dad. My dad's someone who's very passionate about developments, and because of that, because it's someone that I cherish very dearly to me, I got to love property as well myself. So I think that's very beautiful.
Do you think for you, is it more in real estate or do you focus on construction?
I used to be a real estate agent.
Is that where you started?
That's where I started.
Yeah.
That was my foreground, literally. And then I realized that, I want to do something bigger. And then I went for construction in terms of flipping properties for profits and what Airbnbs, those type of things. So yeah.
And it's also really nice, like seeing women involved in like such big industries. Like a lot of the time when you hear construction, I mean, it's very easy to just run straight to thinking that a man is behind it. That's it's nice seeing like women empowerment in that field as well.
Yeah.
That's well done to you guys.
Yay! I've got a question, Teresa. What is your favorite dish to make?
Yo, you see that question? I think I like pasta because I just like the process of making it. Like I'm a pasta girly. I like to make pasta. That's what I like. I think also the reason that I got into cooking is very like demanding. So it's like, and focus, like it's focus driven with creative at the same time. So that's something that I enjoy doing. Even with art, it's like zoomed in focus on what I'm doing. So that's something, and I also like the pressure of it as well. So that's the whole reason that I got into it. Because everything else is just, it's not a joke or a game. It's just like, I feel like that's the one thing that really like resonated with me. So yeah.
Is it something like you always knew you wanted to do, or did you like discover it along the way?
It's something I discovered along the way. It's something that someone just mentioned it, and I was like, oh, like that's something I could, like I did grow up like watching like MasterChef, like things like that. But it never, but it never was like, oh, like this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
It just was like, oh, that looks so long to cook every day, But then it just found its way back. So here I am again. So yeah.
When you create like dishes and stuff like that, do you create everything from scratch, or do you always follow a menu? Do you sometimes improvise?
Yeah, actually, I've never
That's a
thought
good
about
question.
So so the chef I work with likes to improvise. He likes to think of things creatively on the spot, because he feels if you're looking through a menu, it just gets boring, it's tedious, it's like it feels mundane, which like really takes away from the true art of the job. Because like the whole experience of cooking is to make your customers or clients enjoy the experience of food, So that's something that I also do treasure, because that does resonate with me, making it not the same thing, up and cabbage every day, like elevating that, So that's something I appreciate about him. So
it's also like nice to see, like, as much as we're all in such different professions, at the end of the day we're all creating. So it's all like art in its own way, if that makes sense. We're all creating something in some sort of way. So it's really crazy to like actually see that,
Art brings people together.
Yeah, it's really crazy to see like the power of art and like the different ways it can also come forward as well, Yeah.
I'd like to know like how you guys grew up, like your backgrounds and like the type of environments you guys grew up. Were they artistic? Were they, obviously you've already mentioned that a bit of it inspired what you do today, right? But like, just like backgrounds in general.
Can you repeat? Sorry, I didn't ask me.
Okay, so for me,
Like, I'm extremely privileged. So both of my parents are actually from Limpopo. They grew up in the villages. Things like even just a phone is like something that was so far to even imagine, So I'm very privileged now to sit here and like be in spaces like this, because of their hard work. Like, when they tell me like the way that they grew up, like it's very difficult for me to even fathom like what they grew up in. So I'm extremely privileged to be here because I'm living a completely different life from what they know and what they grew up in. So for me, it's also been really nice to see like how much like setting your mind to something and a specific goal can really change your life. So for both my parents, as much as they come from like such difficult circumstances, when they were growing up, they made the conscious choice to create a life that's different from what they were born and raised in. So I think that's also inspired my like career, my professions as well. In psychology, I think that's really inspired everything that I do, everything that I can create now is really heavily inspired by what my parents have done, what they have been through as well, in the way they were raised. Yeah. Yeah.
I have so much in common with you girls. Because same. Literally. My dad grew up in rural Limpopo, like Rabaning, like a lot of people don't even know. You can't even find it on Google Maps.
Yeah.
So because of that, I grew up hearing stories of how, you know, he had to literally walk about 2 hours to get to school.
Yeah.
You know, imagine if it's raining. How does a small boy then have to, you know, go through all those challenges of rain, you know, walking, you're tired, it's cold probably in the early mornings, you know, having to just get an education because of that. You know, I had to hear all those difficult stories and I sympathize. Yeah, I sympathize. But I also grew up in the closest relative to rural areas, and I grew up in the township. I grew up in Soweto. Yes. And because of that, it has taught me a lot, you know. Growing up in tough circumstances is not all bad. It teaches you a lot of, it teaches you a lot about life.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. Besides the bad, it really just, it grows you in some way.
And I feel like it also like pushes you and reminds you to also stay like humble. Like as much as things can change, things do change. Like I think it's really important to like remember where our parents come from, where we come from, and just to stay humble. Yeah.
True.
Yeah. Yeah. And
You guys?
So unlike yourselves, I'm half Zimbabwean, half Xhosa. So my dad basically immigrant coming to South Africa and stuff, but he also grew up in the village as well, like, you know, tough life, walking to school, stuff like that. So then my mom was more suburban, you know, type, but she also did grow up like in the township in Cape Town. I think in all of that, that just taught me to be more appreciative of the life I have, because of like what you said, how like, you know, your parents grew up and stuff like that. So it just like makes you just hyper aware that okay, there is other people who don't have the luxuries and stuff that you have. So the ones that you do have, be appreciative of them, or like share, like, you know someone is struggling and stuff, just be more open to helping others out, hence what we're doing now, you know. So that's me. It's my little 2 cents. You Mila?
Well, okay. Well, for me, like, I was raised by a single parent. My grandmother raised my mom, but then also raised me. And I was just very grateful to have that, because I got to witness someone be resilient and just go through life challenges alone, not having a husband or just any support system. So she created everything herself. And I think for me that really was really inspiring, because then it also taught me that in a life when life can be challenging sometimes, always be authentic and be yourself, but also find ways to just navigate challenges and like everything that you may experience, and that it's okay to ask for help, because the whole purpose of, you know, being with people is building community. So I'm grateful that like I got to experience that from her, and then apply it to also like what I do in my career when it comes to building spaces, not just for like your fancy establishments, but then we also like focus on like rural areas as well, like, you know, developing schools, like educational systems and things like that. Like there's a lot that we can do, and it's really cool actually to know that we're all somewhat in like the creative space, you know, and changing lives.
What's your favorite thing about your career, like, or your subject that you're studying? What's one thing that it's like, I'm glad I'm here.
I feel like for me, for a very long time, I actually, like I said, I didn't know what I want to do career-wise because I couldn't figure out how I can mesh all my passions into just, how can I condense all of it into just one profession, So for me, it took a really long time. I mean, like I'm matriculated. I had an idea of what I want to do, but I wasn't certain because I couldn't find anything that sort of matched the vision that I had. But that was until like the end of my undergrad, when I discovered the psychology stream that I'm in, and that just changed everything for me. Like it changed everything. It felt like when the weight is like taken off your shoulders. Oh my god!
That relief, like finally.
Yeah, and I think like just going through that as well, like I don't know if you guys feel the same, but there's a lot of like pressure of figuring yourself out at a young age, especially after matric. Like you should have a life plan, you should know what you're doing, you should know where you're going, how you're going to get there. And for me, I didn't really have that, so I think just going through that was sort of like, it was so insightful, but it was so eye-opening to know that even though you don't know or don't have an exact plan, like things are going to work out. Everything's gonna be okay. Like it's not the end of the world.
And it's not a competition.
Yes, it's not a competition.
Yeah. Because we all have our own journeys.
Yeah. And I think also another thing that was like influencing like that sort of perspective that I used to have, like, girl, like you're 18 years old, you don't know what you want to do. It's like social media, to be honest. Like a lot of the time people like they look like they've got everything in order, on social media. So I think for me that was a very big influence on why I thought that way.
Yeah. Can you just quickly pass me the black, please?
Yes.
With me, I feel the exact same way, right? Because it's just too much pressure. You see a lot of people on social media living their best lives, and you're just like, why can't I have that? Why can't I, and with me, I must say, guys, I'm sorry, I'm using like 3 different brushes. You guys don't get I'm so sorry. As I was saying, right, I didn't grow up easy, okay? I must say, yes, I had parents. My parents really did help me a lot. They put a stepping stone for me to literally step on and do bigger and greater things. But hey, township life is township life. It is what it is. And everything I'm doing right now and the most motivation that comes with it is purely based off family. If I was doing this for myself, it would have been a different story. I would have maybe taken it a bit easier on myself. I would have been like, it's just me, I'm okay.
Yeah.
But because I want my family to have a better life, I want my family to experience things, because there's so much more to life than growing up in the rural or in the township. There's so much more. Like actually, the moment I stopped living in Soweto, I was like, oh my gosh, there's proper toilets, there's sinks, like, not that I grew up in, I don't want to degrade my parents, like, we grew up pretty okay, we grew up well, okay?
Yeah.
But it was a shocker to me. It was like, there's so many bigger and greater things outside of that. And the fact that I was given the opportunity to step out of that and to, do bigger things. I'll forever be grateful to my parents because of that, So yeah, that's...
Just wondering, when because like you spoke about how, you got to experience life outside of like the rural township area. So now that like you're able to like create and like make business, and stuff like that for yourself, how are you balancing being independent but still being youthful and still being a child? Because like that's important. I feel like it's important to maintain that youth. So how do you navigate that?
To be honest, I don't. I do not. Because every time I step into a space, say I dress too mature for my age. I talk too mature for my age. I hang around people who are too mature for me. Like, you know, so I don't. There's no balance. But I must say something that does bring me back to my inner child is music. It's art. It's painting. You know, it's the very same thing that a lot of people fight against. I don't know why, but art brings me back to that youth,
Back to yourself.
back to myself. Yes, because I used to paint, I used to make music, I used to do all these things.
Yeah.
Okay, so every time I paint in my room, I just remind myself that, hey, you're 21, you still enjoy. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's also like, it's so crazy to see how actually in any like difficult situation really, how you always go back to the simple things. Like you say, you're going back to like painting, going back to drawing, going back to like the little simple things in life, you know, the little joys in life. And I think it's so important to like keep those around. Yeah. Let's talk about Njolo, the dating. Oh my gosh. What are you guys' like types? What are you into? Physically first.
Physically, yeah.
I love how you put that.
Yeah, actually,
No, we're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down
first.
Njolo's complicated. Let's break it down.
No, to be honest, I don't have a type physically.
Yeah.
And for the longest time, I felt embarrassed to say that because every girl's just like, I want the tall, I want the dark, I want the handsome. But I actually don't care about all that. For me, it's more so his personality, how he carries himself. That attracts me. And then I'll start to see him as good looking. You know, the pretty boys, not so my type. I don't. I don't do pretty boys. But yeah, that's my type. Like,
Have you like gravitated towards something specific, like to say in your past, your experiences?
I've gravitated to more, like that's what I was saying, personality wise. So it's mostly been guys who I saw that they genuinely cared about me, and that just made me melt and open up, and that's what I gravitated towards previously, and and now it's a little bit different. It's a little bit different because, like I said before, I dress way more mature for my age. So I get attention from guys that are way older than me, which I'm not necessarily. I don't know where I stand about that yet, but that's what's been happening lately, and I just. I don't know whether I should adjust or maybe change things up, but like, yeah.
And you?
Oh my god. I have a question for you.
Okay, what is it?
Would you say you're like a relationship girly or like a Rasta girly? You can have your options.
No, let me answer. Let me cook.
Like a Rasta.
I feel like, I'll be honest, like I've had my Rasta days. I've been a wild girl. I really have had my Rasta moments, but I feel like during that time I actually realized that first of all, there's more to life. Like there's so many things that I could invest that energy into, like myself obviously, but there's so many other things that I could invest that energy into. So now I'd say, I don't want to say I'm in a relationship girl, because I feel like whether I'm in a relationship or not, my main goal is to build myself, develop myself. So I don't necessarily need a partner to chase that goal, you know? So I don't want to say I'm a relationship girl, but like, I'm not a Rasta girl. I'll tell you that for sure. Yeah, but I've had my time. Yeah.
Like love is fun, you know. I think the concept of love is always cute, but right now I think dating in the society that we live in is so difficult for me.
Yeah.
So I personally choose not to. I feel like I'm more passionate about my career and everything else that I've got going on.
Yeah.
And if I just need like, you know, a little something to just unwind, then I do what I gotta do. But I feel like it's really important to not feel pressure to date because everyone is dating, like dating for aesthetics. If you feel like ufuna explore, the world is so huge. There's so many people to love and see, so go and do that.
Yeah.
And like if you want to date one person, do that too. It's okay for you
Yeah.
too. So yeah.
No, it's
How do
me.
you find it?
Oh.
How you find it?
Yeah, dating looks nice. It sounds like the whole concept of love. It can be a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
It can be, you know, it's nice to share your experiences with someone, knowing that okay, there's someone there that you can experience like moments with and stuff like that. But same for me, dating at the moment is not for me. Like, yeah, you know, I enjoy my own time. I enjoy doing my own thing. So having to be kind of like not necessarily accountable to someone, but just like, okay, I need to let my partner know that okay, I'm like this, I'm doing this. I just feel like I don't want that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want that. I enjoy that independence to just do what I want when I want. Don't need to tell anyone what I'm doing. You know.
But I also feel like as much as, you know, we pushing this whole independence chat forward, like at the end of the day we are human beings, you know, and like we were saying earlier on, like community and like working with other people, it's human nature, you know. So I think it's also really important to also like open yourself up to relationships, not even just romantic relationships but friendships as well. And I think it's also really important to obviously find a partner who you can relate to, but who will like bring you up, like not somebody that will challenge you but in the worst ways or bring you down, someone that will help you develop yourself, develop your relationships. You know, I think especially now, like relationships, how they're portrayed on social media, like it can become extremely toxic to a certain extent. So I think it's really important to find somebody that can mesh into your world without having to change yourself, you know? Yeah.
And I think a lot of things have become about money.
Yes.
You know, I can't imagine, guys, the amount of shade that is being thrown on, let's say, a man who doesn't have money.
Yeah.
Yo, I can't imagine like ever having to go through that difficulty, because it's like on social media, it's like every girl is gonna want a guy who has money.
Wait, but do you guys think that you can have a relationship without having money?
No way.
Okay, but like how are you
Let's
gonna
be
go?
sort of.
But how are you gonna go on like dates and stuff? Like
Exactly.
it's just like
Okay,
everything
but you
needs
could go
money.
to a park for a walk. Like there's
3 times, 4 times, do not work on
And then do
Like
it
it's
for
the
you.
same thing all the night.
You need to
guys
like
think
looking to be
there
walking.
needs to be money involved for a relationship
Yeah.
to succeed.
It doesn't have to be a lot of money.
It just
But
be
also-
enough to finance.
If a man is not trying, and he's not trying to give you a security or a comfortable life, then do you really think you want to be there?
Yeah, that's true.
He doesn't have to be making millions. He doesn't have to be making hundreds of thousands, right? If you can see that your man is actually trying, he is trying to take you out on that date. Okay, I feel like that to me says a lot more than someone who has millions and spends 10,000 rand on you. That's nothing to me. Do you think maybe he cares about you just because he spent? That's like a dent in his pocket, you know. So yeah, that's my take on it. Yeah,
Okay, in
but
terms
it's
of-
important.
Alright.
Yeah,
In terms of character, like
Do you mind passing me the red?
what do you look for in terms of like character? Like how do you want your guy to present himself? Like what draws you like, okay, you can't, you okay, let's go on a date? Or is it like so you like someone who's rougher on the edges, you know? Mila, let's go.
First of all, I really feel
Like what do you like?
I just think more than anything, I need someone who's considerate. Like if you
Okay.
care for yourself and your family and how you treat others around you, that to me is just so sexy.
Yeah.
Versus oh my god, I back up into Zulu. But I feel like in general, yeah, be considerate and also have ambition. Like what are your goals? Like other than career goals, but like how do you see yourself living your life when you're in your 30s? Like, you know, when I'm in your life as well. So just those two. What is it? Ambition?
Yeah.
And the other one that I said.
Incorporating you into the
Oh no, and consideration. Like it really is important to be considerate.
Yeah.
Because then what's the point of being with someone who doesn't even care that you like flowers, and then he just gets you maybe like roses, but you actually like sunflowers? Sure. Like then you're not actually getting to
it's
know
not
me,
thoughtful.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, think about it. So yeah. What about you? Sabang.
Sorry, what was the question? Guys, I did that thing again.
It happens. It literally happens.
What was the question?
What character wise, like what do you
The
want?
characteristics that you're looking
Yeah,
for
looking for in a
your
man.
ideal partner.
Obviously, like you said, someone who cares, you know. I think my role in it would be respect, but for the man, I'd say I want someone who cares a lot, and I'd say a little bit more than I do, a little bit more than I care about him, because I'm so sad, like in the long run, that care and that, like, you know, affection still has to be there. And I don't want it to be a thing that it runs out, it runs dry after some time.
Yeah, like unconditional.
Like, you know. So yeah, someone who cares, someone who's trying. You know.
And I think someone that leads.
Someone that leads. That's a big one. I don't do anyone who doesn't really lead to a relationship, because I'm not gonna do the leading. Then who's gonna do the leading? You know.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think I'll know when I experience it.
Yeah.
Yes. When it's first conversation or maybe third conversation or whatever, but when I spend more time with the person, I'll know that, okay, this is what I want. Yeah.
In a relationship, right, do you guys believe in like things like then splitting the bill and doing things 50-50? Because now
That's a tough one, man.
relationship, we're not just, you know, he's not shadowing you anymore. Like if it's actual commitment, how do you guys then feel about approaching the whole, you know, splitting of bills? Like how do you guys go about it?
That's a tough one. I feel like I said, the media has a massive influence on that topic. But for me personally, like, I've taken into consideration that, especially like for me and like where I am, like, yes, I have businesses and whatnot, but I'm still going to school. Like I'm still, and the people I'm dating are also sort of where I am. So I've taken that into consideration. I can't expect someone who's also trying to build themselves the same way I'm trying to build myself to provide heaven and earth, at least right now for me. They're also living for the first time, you know. So for me, like, as long as, like you said, as long as you're trying, as long as I can see you making the effort, you trying to develop yourself, you taking steps to build for yourself, then I don't mind paying a bill for like a drink once in a while. Like I wouldn't mind extending it. Once in a while.
We're just girlies at the end of the
It was just like a drink once in a while.
I wouldn't mind as long as I can see that you trying. Because let's just be real, like we all at the end of the day trying to figure ourselves out, you know? Yeah, that's just my take though. But like, what do you guys think? Obviously the dating scene, we all know it's rough, bro. It's rough. But so what do you guys think of like the dating scene, like in this day and age? You know, like cheating is very normalized and like that sort of stuff is very normalized, which is obviously not a good thing. But like, what's your guys' take on that?
I feel like it's actually put a lot of people into like back into their shells, because right now we never know like who to actually trust, because we don't know who's being genuine, because everyone is doing things either for aesthetics or, you know. So I feel like I think we're actually ruining like just how we approach things, how we approach friendships, how we approach all relationships. Because even like when you were, you know, making friendships like a normal like girl to girl or whatever the case is, you never really, it always feels superficial sometimes, you know, when you interact with someone, and it's like we never get to have real conversations and not do things because like we're going to like the hottest spot or like the hottest club. You know,
you go in scared almost, because you know what could possibly happen, you know. I think you're right. Like it's ruining the beauty of relationships. Being honest.
But I also feel like with the dating and stuff, it's like, or that experience is how you make it. Like if you like, okay, you know what you want, you know what you don't want. It's like, okay, when you see something you don't want, you don't entertain it. It's like, okay, nah, I don't want that. That's not like, that doesn't align with like my values or like whatever it may be. And like when it's like, okay, you entertain it, but it's like initially you knew that, okay, this is not my man. But now it's like, I feel bad for you. I'm scared. And now you're in a situation that you didn't plan for, you didn't really necessarily want in the beginning. So that's why I'm like, okay, I think it's just more so what you make it, like, okay, if you, but it's also important to know what you want and what you don't want. And then it's like, okay, if I don't want that, leave that alone. Like, don't entertain something that you're not gonna water. That makes sense. Like, you're not gonna nourish and stuff.
Do you guys believe in like in soulmates? Like, do you believe somebody on this earth was made
For you. Yes.
Do you?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I think it's the beauty of it, because you know, sometimes you have a conversation with someone and then you instantly click.
Yeah.
And something bigger than you happens. You know, maybe you coincidentally meet them at a place that you didn't think they were going to be there, and you're going to be like, or maybe you're constantly seeing them, or maybe, you know, those type of things. I think, yeah, I do definitely believe this. But to Joseph just,
Sorry.
Hey?
Sorry.
Do I?
Yes, yeah.
I definitely believe in soulmates. I feel like for me, I don't think anything is a coincidence. When somebody is for you, you'll know it. And it's not something that you even need to explain. It's unexplainable, you know? So I definitely do believe in soulmates, and I feel like everyone does have somebody born for them in this lifetime. But like I said, like, it's way more complex than that. Like, there's so much to it, you know? But I definitely believe in soulmates, yeah.
Just to go back to what we were saying before, the whole, like, modern day dating.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that has empowered me a lot is self-esteem.
Yeah.
Being so secure in yourself that whatever someone else does, that's them. Like, if you don't like me, that's you. If you want to cheat on me, that's you. That's your loss. Like, I shouldn't have to stress about whether, oh my gosh, what is he doing? Is he at a club? Is he with girls? Like, man, that is honestly you. And I read a lot. So I bought a book yesterday, actually. Besides art and painting, I read. I bought a book yesterday, and it's, don't judge the title.
What is it?
It's called Why Men Love Bitches.
Oh,
Why they want
It's been
Why men what?
circulating Why Men Love Bitches.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
by with the title, you instantly think, it's such a crappy book. Why would you say that? Why would you say men love bitches and all that? But honestly, that book, in the intro, it speaks about, you know, loving yourself.
Yeah.
Loving yourself to the point where you don't care whether you have to impress a man, whether you have to make him like you, whether you have to change this so that he doesn't cheat on you, whether you have to, maybe you have to do my hair differently so that he likes me, so that he doesn't look at other girls. Like, you shouldn't care about that. That's not your role to play. Pray for your husband. I'm a church lady. I go to church. Pray for your husband. Pray for your household. But at the same time, do not let your peace go with that. You know.
I think it also just ties into like how I also live life, that I believe, like, you know, everything or anything that I do is an extension of the love that I have for myself.
Yeah.
So if I know that I'm going to walk into a situation where I'm going to be mistreated, I then decide, do I stay because maybe right now this is the pace of self-love that I have for myself, or I choose to walk away because I know that right now this is not serving me. So I feel like in general, like with any relationship that I have, I always feel like how sorry
It's okay.
but basically, like, yeah, like when life happens to me or the relationship, I know that whatever that will happen, it shouldn't take away from me. I don't want to lose myself, and I constantly have to now go into like deep patterns of losing myself, because from the start, when the thing began, I wasn't authentic, you know. So I think it's always just important to approach things authentically, and also understand that whatever you do has to be an extension of yourself, not for the person that you're doing it for or trying to impress or whatever the case is.
No, that's so right. And like, also people come and go, and at the end of the day, if you don't love yourself, like, play sharp, go into dating not loving yourself, but that person has every power to leave. At the end of the day, you're stuck with yourself. So I think it's so important to go into anything really, but like you were saying, with the mentality that you shouldn't have nothing should be able to shake you from the confidence and the self-love and the self-care and all those things that you pour into yourself, no matter what. Yeah.
But what does that look like? Like, you'd say, like, having, what does self-respect for yourself look like? that thing when it's like, okay, I need to have a boundary that, okay, I don't like certain things, and I'm gonna say no. Like, I'm gonna end this. No, I don't want this anymore. Because some people say, honestly, it's easier said than done. Like, okay, it's easy to be like, you know what, something's not working, I'm done. But when it's like in the midst of it and now having to like pull back from that, like, you know what, yeah, I need to. What does?
You know, I think it ties in a lot with sometimes you love yourself so much that people think you have a huge ego.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a blurred line between the two,
Okay.
and it's very difficult to differentiate that.
Okay.
So for me, my boundaries are like my quality time, the time that I spend for myself. You're not gonna question me on that. Whether I want to go out with the girls, whether I want to take time to myself in my room to do whatever, whether it's praying, whether it's art, whether it's whatever, you're not gonna stop me from doing that, right? And I'm talking about in the sense of someone who's clingy, always wants to talk to you. That's my boundary. Like, there are certain times that I just leave for family, for friends, for myself. I have a life too, dude. Like, you're not the only one, you know? So that is my very, very special boundary. Even texting, I'm so bad at texting. But I'm not sitting all day on my phone. Like, like, you can't expect me to text you just like that, you know? Like, I'm doing things. On top of work, we said we are not going to speak about career stuff, but like, on top of that, I've got people in my life that are important to me. You understand? So yeah, that's my very important.
And my thing also, like, especially going into relationships specifically, like, I don't expect a man to do something for me that I'm not able to do for myself. So for me, like, I love taking myself on solo dates. I'll go to a restaurant and I want to eat a slice of cake and coffee by myself. I'll take myself to the art gallery because I love it. I'll take myself for walks. I'll literally everything that I'd expect a man or a partner to do for me are things that I already do for myself, and I make it a point to do it for myself, you know. So I think that in itself is a boundary for me. So if I'm able to do something for myself, I'm not saying like you need to do it, but I'd expect a partner, my partner, to be able to do that for me as well. Yeah.
I mean, because that's how you know someone likes you.
Yeah.
The fact that they know that you like going on walks.
Yes, like
That you like
compromising.
compromising.
Yes.
Maybe they don't like going on walks, but they'll do
Yes.
it because
They know
you like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I get what you're saying. I totally get it, girl.
Yeah, I know. Dating is complicated. It's so complicated.
What's like a deal breaker? Like deal breakers? Like what are things that you just will not tolerate your partner doing?
Okay, I'll say it. For me, it's communication. I'm bad at communication. So imagine we both bad at communication.
Yeah.
And then there's a non-existent relationship. So yes, I
So you
mentioned
will not tolerate it. Something you like.
Yeah, if someone is as bad as me in terms of communication, I'll then know that, oh, this is not going to go anywhere.
But are you willing to like change that?
Yes, I am. I try. Once I get into a relationship, it's that thing of if my partner expresses that, you know, I wish you could communicate with me more, I will do it, because if the roles were reversed, I'd want him to do it, you know. So yeah, it's something that I will work on. It takes time, but eventually it gets done because I know it's very important for the relationship to thrive. So yeah.
For me, I just feel like in general with communication, just to build onto that, I always approach everything that it's not an attack. The reason why I'm even having this conversation with you or calling you out or whatever the case is because I want the both of us to solve the situation. So I really need someone who's like emotionally mature to understand that when I do call them out, I'm not fighting with you. I'm just trying to figure out how can we solve this together, because that's why we're together, you know, in the first place. So I really just prioritize things like that.
Yeah.
How do you find it? Me, I think someone who has like anger issues is a huge deal breaker for me. I think because that's just something I grew up seeing. So it's like someone who can't handle the emotions in a constructive way,
Yeah.
then I'm just like, just I can't do that. So yeah.
You? Yo, I've got a list, right? I've got a list. I think for me, it's like first, my hands. For me, I'm getting autistic here. For me, I'd say disrespect. Like, yes, you can have arguments, but there's no reason for you to disrespect me. You can have an argument with respect in the room, you know? So disrespect for me, bad hygiene, like take care of yourself. Like if you can't love and take care of yourself, what makes you think you can love me, take care of me, you know? So yeah, so that hygiene. And then obviously not being loyal as well. I mean, if you're jumping into a relationship, you know, like loyalty is like a prerequisite, you know? You know what you're jumping into. So I feel like that's also another big one for me. And yeah, just being honest as well, and communication as well. Yeah, and I also someone who's emotionally intelligent. That's very important as well. Yeah.
Wow, we secure great.
Oh wow. My hands are so messy.
Same.
Do we have like anything to wipe?
Is it
Wipe
anything
with
to
a
wipe with?
shirt. I'm joking.
Oh, we're wearing aprons for a reason.
Actually. But I wouldn't want to ruin it. It's so cute.
Yeah, so nice.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
So we have all finished up our paintings. So I have done a painting with the reference of GBV. So our country faces a huge problem, which is gender-based violence. And recently we've been protesting and asking for the people of, people who have the influence of change to do something about it. So I have decided on taking it upon myself to do something on my end, and have done this Women for Change painting. Yeah, the purple hand and the blood. Yeah. That's
As you can tell, we've painted on school shirts. I don't know if you guys could actually see from that angle. So the inspiration behind my piece is it's very hard to remember that it's all our first times, navigating through this life. So it's important to remember to just take the growth as it comes, and that's why I decided to paint flowers on earth. So these flowers and these bright colors just represent, a brighter future. They represent growth. They represent just, staying resilient no matter your situation, where you're from, what you're doing, just staying resilient. And yeah, sort of just trusting the process. All of this is for Makhuthu Foundation. Hashtag Rural Schools for Change. Please do support it. This is such an amazing initiative. Yeah.
So I don't know if you'll be able to see. I did sunflowers because they just remind me of youthfulness, and I think it's very important to remain youthful in anything that you do, because sometimes you can just get sucked up by society. So it's just a little reminder, to always smile no matter how challenging life can get. And yeah, rural schools. What? Hashtag rural schools matter.
Yeah. Okay, so my painting doesn't have such a deep meaning, but it's just like cherries and flowers and greenery. So I did this because I just think sometimes we need to go outside and touch grass.
Yeah.
Like we need to stop being on our phones, and I also really like cherries. That's why I painted them. But this is just a symbolism to just step outside sometimes, just smell the coffee, like go outside, see what's actually happening in your world, and like just being on your phone. It's like, okay, getting off of what is happening on social media, actually seeing, okay, the community is going and experiencing all of that. I feel like that changes someone's perspective, and like getting it from what someone else has someone else's experience. Yeah, hashtag rural schools matter.
Can I also add that, it's so easy to forget that you live with so many other people in the world.
Yeah.
So I love how every one of our paintings kind of tie in together, It's like remembering that there's so many other people in the world. There's so many other people that are living a much more difficult life than you are, And sometimes taking that little time in your day to consider that little boy who is growing up in a township or in a rural area, who has to either walk a long distance to go to school, or who has improper infrastructure to be taught. There's no desks, there's no proper laboratory facilities. Sometimes there's lack of teachers. That navigation. Imagine how much of a struggle it must be for someone to then learn anything. And then we go in and judge people. Oh, you're not educated. Oh, you don't know this. Or, but just caring for other people and knowing that there's a bigger cause. There's so much more to life than just yourself. So yeah, I think this is a very, very great cause that we're doing.
Yeah, and I also feel like this initiative is such a good example of how powerful art can be. There's so much significance in art and creating. It's sort of like it holds so much more power than just words can explain. So I think even us just expressing ourselves through symbolisms like this, it shows just how powerful art can be and just how much change it can promote and bring. Yeah.
I think I'm just this whole project touches my heart because it's like, so when I was young, even now, I'm still a bit nervous to read because I used to struggle with that. I can read, but I just have dyslexia. So now, through art and stuff, being able to express how you feel without having to use words, something that just brings me a lot of anxiety, is just something that is really impactful. Yes, even though we do come back from privileged home and stuff, it's nice that you can also help out another child who maybe either has the same problem or is not very confident in reading and stuff, that there is still a medium to express themselves and have a message that is clear to, so yeah.
This experience has been amazing, and it's all thanks to Cotton Talk Studios. So thank you so much for having us here today. It's been amazing connecting, talking, and just sharing our lived experiences. This is all brought to you by Sunday Motion. Maybe you'll catch us on the next episode. Watch out.
No, rural school, girl.
Rural lives matter. I said rural schools matter. Okay.
Some people are killing people in rural areas.
Okay, still rolling.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Hashtag rural schools matter.